How are we doing? Why am I not coming through? Well, I'm coming through in there, but I'm not getting picked up by my persona. How about now? There we go. We're back, baby. How we doing? How's things? I am pretty chuffed this afternoon, I must confess. I had acquired a new power board off of Amazon, partly because I don't know if I've mentioned it on stream. I've just been running out of USB ports. This is an improvement, may I say. Just running a number check. Yeah, I've currently got two. I've got two additional rear USB ports now. Welcome in, Comrade Roof. How are we doing? How is Tavorish Wolf? I was just saying I'm pretty stoked this afternoon because I've gone through and I've done some kind of computer spring cleaning, I guess. Trying to gain back some. Oh, okay. Trying to gain back some USB ports from the back of my computer that I didn't have because they were used for like charging things and what have you. So I bought a new power board and I've set that all up. Well, I've been setting that up this afternoon, and it's a simple thing, but it's just really nice to start something and then finish it successfully and have it like work how you thought it would. I'm very pleased about it. I've got more power points on it as well. I went from a 6-point to an 8-point power board. Yeah, I'm just stoked. Tomorrow, all things, assuming everything works out, tomorrow I will be the proud owner of an iPad Mini 5 that I'm going to acquire off of Facebook Marketplace. The intention being that I will use that on stream as a Stream Deck of sorts, rather than buying a Stream Deck XL to get more buttons using an iPad, which you can do. And hopefully that'll do things. Hopefully it'll work, because I've never done it really, so it'll be interesting to see how it works. How are you though, Wolf? How was your week? Or just anyone in chat, how was your week? Speaking of passing out though, I am tired. They've updated the Xbox app. Don't dislike it, but it's definitely looking different. I have played 425 hours of Horizon 5. How many hours did I play of Horizon 4? Because that's probably the one I played the most of. Not as obviously saying. But I think it was quite a few. No, I'd have to go into the because I uninstalled it because I just couldn't justify having 79 gigabytes just being used up there. Okay, let's open up Horizon 5. One thing that I was interested to hear is I was watching a YouTube video from AR12. I know that some of y'all aren't huge fans of them, but that's all right. And they were talking about how the Forza Motorsport seems to be kind of turning a bit of a corner in terms of like the updates seem to be really fixing things and adding things now. So I'm very interested to see what it's like in a couple of months or whatever, and whether it's going to be a game that I want to have a look at. Because currently I have virtually zero interest in looking at Horizon, looking at Forza Motorsport. I heard that was the real thing that piqued my interest. They were getting rid of the car level kind of thing, or at least ameliorating it by enabling you to buy levels, buy car points, buy something with just straight up credits. So that does appeal to me quite a bit. Because that was definitely one of the reasons I was like, no, not playing this. Because why would I? Oh, cool. I didn't notice. The OBS has crashed. So the game is not capturing. I need to have a look at trying to use a different kind of NDI knockoff. Basically the thing that takes the gameplay from the game computer to the stream computer. The one that I was using, or have been using, it's called Teleport. And it works well when it works. But it does seem to... I do wonder if it's part of the reason why it crashes. The stream capture crashes quite regularly. Okay. So I am very excited to be unlocking that Hyundai i30N. The MG7 I'm also interested in. Ford Mustangs, B700, and it looks like it's on dirt.
Welcome back, comrade.
Thanks for having me. Oh, I'm a yawning fox this evening. The week is catching up with me. I'm pretty sure I mentioned before that I really didn't sleep very well on the weekend, the church weekend away I had. I mean, I expected not to, but I've definitely felt it. I feel like I've felt it a lot more this year than I have in previous years. What do we want to do? I think a Mustang... We can go an OG. Let's get an OG Mustang. Now it's on dirt. The question is, do we want rally tires or dirt tires, or off-road tires? And I don't really know. I mean, off-road tires are definitely the sweatier ones. Like, I feel like those are the ones that people break out whenever they want to really min-max. Maybe that's what we should do. $17. Okay, I was wondering if there was like a body kit we could put in. Kind of hoping there was like a V6 or like a straight six, just to really mess with the, just make it really different, you know. Rally. I'm impressed it's even got any roll bars at the front. The race transmission, we'll leave that. We'll go for a rally diff. Oh, we should probably get a spoiler. But I reckon application of power is going to be a bit of an issue. Let's do that. Why not? Nope, continue working. Let's leave it for now. See if we can upgrade other things. I reckon if you were doing this in real life, it's hard to say. I think there'd be some people who are really like, would be really interested or like big fans of what you were doing. But I think there'd also be quite a few people who are like, you are the Antichrist. Or like taking a classic Mustang and defiling it, I guess. Oh, that's pretty close. You don't want to be involved in the Mustang upgrading? I mean, as you guys know, I'm a huge fan of like the retro mod idea of like making older cars just more like modern cars, you know, disc brakes, ABS, that kind of stuff. I think, like I say that, but I think I'd probably be closer to you. I don't know if I'd be willing to go through all the hassle and heartache and like pain and suffering that comes with like going off the script and doing custom things to your car. Oh, let me turn off the nightlight filter. Forgot to do that. I can actually get my eyes on what we're doing. Oh, that's quite a nice green. Oh, I realized what we didn't do. We didn't do anything to the sweet rims. And by anything to the sweet rims, I mean we didn't add the sweet rims. We've got the stock rims. And they're not sweet. Get something that looks a bit more fly. Have a look at the specialized rooms section. I mean, those are kind of like what we used to have just then. Those look pretty bitchin'. But that's 701. We need ones that are no more than 12 kilos lighter. The HREs are actually too light. Except for that one. Let's go for that one, that's fine. That'll do. Now, I really don't know what we want to add to this in terms of like vinyls. Like, what do we want to bring to it? What the hell is this? Why do we have sports girls? Let's increase the max layers. Go to 2000. Let's search waifu. We have searched waifu previously on here, but we didn't realize we could increase the max layers. And I think that'll allow for a lot more waifu potential, and it did. Wouldn't have called Supergirl a waifu. Mr. Gleason, I wouldn't have called you a waifu either, no offense. Leela from Futurama, absolute waifu material. Ever since I realized you could expand the number of layers that we're looking at, there's so many more options. It does slow down the loading a little bit though. You also look like you do a vaporwave thing. I saw some vaporwave there. There's just nothing that's particularly jumping out to me. Like we did America last week. Maybe if we do it without the U, we'll get more. Yeah, I had a feeling the American spelling might give us more stuff. Ain't that always the way? I mean, it does kind of match the color scheme. I feel like our blue is quite vapor wavy. Another kind of aesthetic. I can't remember what that Fujita Aero or whatever it is, that one that, at least for me, has definitely taken over the TikToks. This idea of like glass and water and stuff like that. But I don't know what it is. Cyberpunk? Cube Punk. I mean, the other one we should probably think about having a look at is maybe what's the word? Taylor Swift. She's arrived in Australia, so that's kind of topical. What does happen if you look up Taylor Swift? I drift for Taylor Swift. Is the 1989? Is that the 1989 cover or whatever? Anyway, it doesn't matter. I hope you like Taylor Swift. Not really. I'm just trying to figure out a theme, I guess, for this one. Did we look at furry last time once we expanded it to 2000? I feel like we did. Yeah, there was that's right, Lunas. What if we look up Fox? What does Fox get us? What a huge difference to what we've seen before. We could always put this. I feel like that's a pretty important cultural touchstone. I feel like that's definitely starting to get our message across. What that message is, I cannot say with any sense of certainty at this point. What if we look up... what if we just look up weed? What if this is a weed Mustang? The weed stang. 20... A bean... Not a huge amount. Crystal? Use the Star Fox character in blue. Crystal Pepsi. Crystal Heisenberg. Oh, I guess, you know, blue crystal, that makes sense. Kind of. We might just put a Crystal Pepsi sign on the side, because why not? That's kind of germane to the topic at hand. I mean, as germane as you can be when you've got Fox McCloud and Crystal McCloud. I don't know. Just doing fat, not cotton, fat rips on the side of your car. How many more layers we got going on? That took up 1600 layers. We still got 1200 or so. Okay, what about... Kevin 07? Can we get some Australian political campaigning in here? What if we tried Kevin Rudd? Oh, well, that was probably a bit of a long bow. What about Al Gore? Okay. I have no idea what to look up. Funny? What does funny get you? I mean, Among Us is pretty funny. Trump is pretty funny. That's just a lady in a bikini. I don't know if that's necessarily funny. If it was a green car, that would be perfect. Homer in a bush. That's kind of appropriate for what we've got on the side of the car. Ideally, it would say I'm just as confused as you are. But just a surprise, it does kind of get the same message across. What do we want to put on the roof, though? Why are there so many 9s and 0s? I don't get it. Well, I mean, it is an American muscle car. What is under muscle? Eat, sleep, drift, Formula Drift, Hemi, Mopar, or Mopar? I think that's Mopar. Viper, Made in America, Plymouth, Mexico. I don't know if Hoonigan is just necessarily associated with muscle cars. I mean, there's like the I mean, I guess the Hoonatron or whatever it is. The Hoonigan is this car just with like several thousand turbos on it. GM. Yeah, I think a nice Chevrolet badge gets the general idea across that I was going for. I just want to kind of if I can. Mount that on the side. No, that's not working. I just kind of wanted to indicate that I have no respect for the car and that I think it is a Chevy. It's not working. Maybe if it was like just the GM. Oh yeah, I forgot they changed it to this. That is not a nice logo compared to this one. Not that this one's like, you know, a barn burner of a logo. It's fine, but it's still better than the other one. It's not working. I think we could put Cadillac Racing on the back though. I feel like that definitely... We'll put Duramax Diesel on the left side. I want the person behind me to realize that I do not respect the sanctity of this vehicle in the slightest. And we'll go for bumper stickers once more. My child is an honors student? Maybe. Oh, we've got a Chevy logo. That's possible. That's a nice one. If there was legalized nuclear bombs, I think that'd be a lot better. They say this awesome Prius, no one ever. Have you seen the current Prius? Like the latest one? That looks sick as hell. Like 100%, it looks really cool. I don't know what the inside looks like, but the outside looks very cool. Vote Dent, as in Harvey Dent? Yeah. Let's get political. I believe in Harvey Dent. Now we can leave that way, but we'll flip this one and obviously this one. Yep, back. I do want to do something to the roof. I just don't know what. Can I get Madam Web, the hit film? No. What if I look up Gwen Stacy? Spider-Gwen? Okay, that's actually a pretty decent amount. This one looks like she's just done a line of stuff, which is not quite the vibe I was going for, I'll confess. What about cool? What if we look up cool? What do we get for cool? We get matte black. Picaro, Pikachu with a hat. Supreme. Good morning, inadequate. We're currently figuring out what this car looks like. I've just looked up cool. And so far, yeah, they're pretty cool. Pepsi Cola, Deadpool, obviously the coolest. An air hole. Green screen. Autobahn. The Australian auto parts store. Cool design. Hexagon pattern. Kira. Pokemon and Supreme. Couldn't be cooler. Oh, it's the Hoonigan. I thought it was a Horizon logo. A lot of Pokemon, but I mean, I guess that's what's cool these days. A Corgi. A duck. Oh, sorry, goose with hands. That is pretty cool. Mercedes logo. This thing. Rockstar. I don't know if they're super cool, but again, I'll defer to the Horizon 5 search material for that. Tops are tops. Probably not as cool as it once was. I think the Cops are Tops slogan has gotten increasingly less cool as I've become more aware of the world. Still a pretty sick slogan because it just rhymes so perfectly. I'll show you what we've got so far. Inadequate. I'm pretty happy with what we've got so far. So we've got Crystal and Fox McCloud giving a fat rip. I'm just surprised as you are, and then obviously Crystal Pepsi. We're driving a Ford, so we've got a diesel Cadillac racing and Vote Dent, which I think is Harvey Dent. And that's what we've got so far. I'm just looking for something on the roof. And I figured going for cool is probably not a bad place to start. Like, you'd think cool things would be here, but so far there's not many cool things. I think I really am onto like a new aesthetic. I think I'm definitely breaking new ground. I can't say for certain if it was ground that should have been broken before, or should be broken. But we're breaking it nonetheless. What if we just look up Horizon? Maybe get like a Horizon logo on the roof. Just like slap that on the roof. Why would you want a GoPro? Just an image of a GoPro on your roof. Like, really? Okay, Taylor Swift, good, good. Appropriate given that she's just arrived in Australia, I guess. Again, Venom, not super what I think about when I think of Horizon Festival. That's fine. You know, we're all different. That's what makes the world so interesting and unique. Something like that. That looks tolerable. That is centered, but it also doesn't look centered. I think something more like that is a bit better. I mean, the other thing is I don't want to distract too much from Crystal and Fox McCloud pulling a fat rip, because I think we can all agree that's the star of the show, you know? We don't want to draw eyes away from that too much. What about arrows? Or just, hold on, just arrow. Maybe we could get some like arrows to point at Fox McCloud doing a fat rip. Intake could work. That is kind of funny. Because he is intaking. A lot smaller than I thought it would be. I'm used to these things being enormous. So if we put one there, unfortunately we can't just like mirror, like do two at once and mirror it. That would be perfect. So we're just gonna have to slum it with this. That was the wrong way. Actually, is there a way for us to make this read properly? Like if I... Yeah, I don't think there is actually. Is that what the other one was for? Were they like... Yes, it was. Okay, so they were written for different sides. They saw me coming. I mean, this is safe to say this is art. I think I can confidently say that this is art. I think it would be pretty hard to refute that. I was hopeful that might work, but it didn't. It's definitely a little bit warmer in here, partly because I've got a computer running Horizon. But it was cold, particularly yesterday. It was really quite cold. I had my jacket on for the first time this year, which I enjoyed immensely. I think we were max 29, but yesterday we were like max 23. It was great. Oh, excuse me. Loved it. Hold on. We gotta take a photo for posterity. Let's... Does this increase the depth of field? Yes, it does. Decrease that. That should be everything in focus, yep. And then, of course, character, not in the driver's seat. Here. Dabbing. Time of day. Just want to get a good kind of... There we go. So we can clearly see what is happening. Take the shot. That's obviously going to go right to the Discord. Because, I mean, how couldn't it? Like, forget about it, you know? Humorous? Yeah, I think this is pretty humorous. If I was a thinking man, I would have named it the image file 420. But I'm not, apparently. As evidenced by the fact that I didn't name it 420. It feels fine enough. I mean, it looks great. That's the important part. I defy someone in the lobby to have a better looking car than this. I just don't think it's possible. The one bad part about this car is that we don't have Fox McCloud doing a fat rip in easy line of sight from the rear. So you can't see it yourself while you're driving, which might be helpful because it means that you're not going to just lose it laughing midway through a race. So in theory, you'll perform better that way. It is a little bit slow on the get up, but it is only a B700 car. I think it's probably not too bad, like compared to its competitors. Yeah, I saw that. What is a little to the left? You seem to know a little bit more about it. What is it? Is it like a puzzle game, or? Because it didn't look like a, I don't know, a traditional game, a puzzle game. Okay, interesting. And it seemed to be some sort of like cat theme or something. Given like the shattered shape. Okay, interesting. Because tomorrow there might not be they're probably, I don't know. Tomorrow is going to be played a little bit by ear because it turns out I've got a housewarming tomorrow that I forgot about. So I don't know if I'll be streaming. I certainly won't be at the normal time, unfortunately. I might try and stream a little bit later. Like maybe start at 9 o'clock or something. But it's still a little bit in flux. So maybe something like that, which is a bit shorter, might be useful. I was also thinking of having a look at a short hike. That's, as the name suggests, quite short, only like 2 hours long in total. Supposedly. There are some pretty sick rims. I do like those quite a bit. What a boring bunch of people. Put some effort in. Where's your Crystal and Fox McCloud pulling fat rips? Those guys don't even have an excuse. They're not like first grade. These are all like quite experienced players in theory. Oh, we got an unhappy customer over here, I think. Oh, wise guy, huh? I would say that half of the battle of the trials is looking good. And these guys failed that part. At least this guy actually upgraded his car. The other guys are just in stock cars. Okay, this is where the off-road tires are really coming to their own. Through the power of furry comfort character bong rips, we're coming first. We definitely do not have the same amount of comparative speed on tarmac as we do on dirt. Like, those guys are really gaining on us. I think we've got better handling. I really, just on a totally different tangent. Earlier in the week, I played through the last week's playlist. I really enjoyed those event labs. I thought they were really good. Like, even at the time when I was driving on them, I was like, these are sick. Yeah, the off-road tires are really paying dividends when we hit the dirt. I'm not entirely certain how these guys have messed up their upgrades so badly. I can only assume that they just didn't notice that the image, like the promo image for the championship, was on a dirt track. So they just assumed that this would be a conventional road race rather than some sort of off-road thing. So they've got, like, you know, race suspension and like sport tires or something. Because, like, all of the streaming services are just getting worse, Wolf. That's why. Because a lot of the streaming, like a lot of the production houses, like Paramount, Disney, they're all calling back their stuff from other places and putting it on their own. What's leaving Netflix in particular, though, Wolf? mean, here's an interesting question. Is Jackass and The Conjuring made by the same people? Or is it just coincidental that they're living at the same time? I said it before, but I've never seen a Jackass film. And I don't know how that is possible. Because I went to an all-boys school. Centaur World? What is Centaur World? I mean, I kind of imagine what it is. Is it like My Little Pony, but with centaurs or something? Though Centaur World does have the possibility of being slightly grittier, I guess. Oh, look, you can just get a little bit of a peek of the bong rip between those speakers. And that was a pretty accurate reaction to my car's skin. That guy going, huh? I'd probably do that too if I saw that car on the podium. Oh, I'm like a... Oh, yeah. Interesting. Very interesting. There was also a grown-up animation. I'm not going to say adult because of the connotations that come with that. But like a cartoon aimed at adults. That wasn't like South Park humor or anything like that, or really filled with raunchy elements. I can't remember what it was. It was about a woman trying to find herself at the end of the world. Let's have a look at that. Turns out everyone just is terrible at taking corners in this lobby. Certainly all of the players. And I think quite a few of the AI as well. It's definitely a more legit spoiler than we have. Do you rate Centaur World inadequate? Like, is it a good program? Like, would it be right in assuming you're referencing it as a recommendation? Didn't quite nail that corner. Okay, interesting. I'm definitely a big fan of trying to support animation, in particular when it's not like the standard animation stuff. Thank you. Get a little bit aggressive. I don't think I did scratch him a little bit. Like I've definitely mentioned before, I think, maybe not for a while though, that like one of my favorite films of late was Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. Like the first one of the Spider-Verse stuff. I really rated that. I really rate that very highly. Until the Batman came out, that was probably my favorite comic book film. But I think the Batman might just beat it out. Because I do really rate the Batman. Okay, so the bong rips didn't quite take us to victory as we hoped. Now I want to tune the car. I think there's some. Maybe a little bit more of that. Got the toe. I think everything else is pretty fine. That's a lot of dials. I think at least the bottom right one is a clock. Oh, an awful lot of dials. Let's see if we have better luck. You know where, well, just going back to what you said about The Conjuring and Jackass, do you know where they're going? Because I know that you're at least a huge fan of The Conjuring. I'm not sure about your Jackass opinions. Hey, oh, at least there's one different Mustang. But again, guys, just break out a can of spray paint. Not that hard. Look, I'm happy for these guys to shoot ahead, go for it. They've got the beans to get us the W. I'm more than fine with that.
I'm on power, baby.
Sure if they didn't use me as like a barrier to just slingshot around the corner, but that's what it takes to get the W. That's acceptable. Flag Hippo. It's a weird name. Can't tell if they just really whiffed spelling flying, or if it's something else entirely.
I'm on power, baby.
I've said it before, but I really don't use streaming services almost at all. For the most part, the stuff that I watch is basically YouTube. I'll occasionally watch something on a streaming platform, but it's pretty rare. I think the last thing I watched on a streaming platform was Severance on Apple TV, or Apple Plus, whatever it is. That was the last thing I watched on a streaming platform. Certainly the last, like, full season of something. I think I watched a little bit of The Circus at the end of last year. What the... Huh? How did Cartman teleport ahead, or fly Hippo, or did someone teleport really far behind? Did I teleport ahead? I don't know what happened there. Like, I feel like there was someone in front of me and then they disappeared. Maybe they missed a checkpoint. Pro tires to the rescue. These trees regrow real quickly. Like every minute and a half, they're back. Lucky there's a bunch of racers out here to knock them over, so they'd overtake all of Mexico probably. For like an hour. I wonder if they've got lower suspension, so when they go through the water, they really tank their speed. I don't know if we won that. It was really, really close. That we must have just done it by like milliseconds. Huh? I don't know about that. Oh, there we go, down the bottom. Yeah, 0.1 of a second. I was looking at the stuff at the top. No, the car did good. It's a good car. I give all credit to the bong rip vinyl. Ever since I've plugged this, I mean, it's only been a couple of hours, but when I plug this fan, I've got on my desk a USB fan, just to kind of get some air on my face. I feel like it's been blowing faster since it's not being plugged into a USB hub that I had before. I wonder if that's because there's just more power being provided to it. I honestly don't know. Ooh, overcooked that a little bit. Get out of the way, Tristan. Preventing me from winning. South Wikiki? South Wiki? South Wiki? I don't know how to pronounce that. I feel like there's just less of a as a percentage of the race, there's just less dirt in this one than the other one, which is why we're just a little bit further down the pack than before. I mean, ultimately we're still winning the team, and that is the important part. The other important part is making sure that people can appreciate the work that we put into this final. And for them to do that, we need to be on the podium. Yeah, it doesn't look like it's going to happen, unfortunately. Oh, maybe. But I reckon this guy's going to take us on the timer. Yup. Unless he's too busy trying to run into me. Or trying to sabotage me, either or. I'm just as surprised as you are, Red Mustang. We're on the podium, baby. Yeah, 0.04 of a second difference. Not bad. Bloody close. But ultimately, your boy got on the podium. Another W for the bong red car. The Weed-mobile. The furry 420-mobile. Out of the corner of your eye, you're like, is that Fox McCloud and Crystal pulling a fat rip? Yes, dear viewer, yes it is. 150,000 credits, don't mind if I do. Thank you very much. Okay. What do we want to do? We come in here. And what's the go over here? China. Volkswagen? Let's start with China. What are China's cars? The Wuling, obviously, has to be in there. Oh, we could break out the Lycan code that we unlocked, or I unlocked, I should say, off stream. The Lycan Co 02. Well, don't forget, I've got like 6, maybe more Resident Evils off of Humble Bundle to play as well. I've got a lot of Resident Evils to play. Let's head over here and upgrade it. Digital dash. Still got what looks like physical air conditioning controls, which is a huge plus in this time. Anno Domini 2024. I almost said 23, but it's not. It is definitely a funky looking front of the car. I don't know quite how I feel about it, but I do like that it's different. That's a good question. I don't know if it's probably not like the latest remake, but I think I've got the other ones. As I've said, or if I haven't, I've meant to. We're definitely going to be having a look at a Resident Evil game this year.
You have arrived at your destination.
Because I'm almost certain I have said I've never played one. I feel like I've always thought of Resident Evil games as like PlayStation games. How is wife finding Resident Evil 2 Remake?
Turn right.
I think I've really only heard positive things about the remakes for the most part.
Turn right.
Particularly the Resident Evil 4 remake, I've heard really good things about. Very spooky, okay.
At the roundabout, take the second exit.
I find it interesting because Resident Evil isn't just trading off of nostalgia necessarily. Like, they're not just doing remakes, they're also doing quite well-received new games too. Whereas I feel like a lot of other publishers would just like trade on the remakes of such a beloved series. So it's interesting to see that they're breaking out new stuff too, like Resident Evil Village and Biohazard. Was that the one before that?
You have arrived at your destination.
RE5. Is that the one where they go to Africa? Because I know that Resident Evil 6 is kind of in Shanghai or Hong Kong or something like that.
Turn right.
In what is broadly referred to as like the Orient.
You have
But I
arrived
don't
at
know
your
specifically
destination.
where. Because I've only seen a YouTube channel just taking the piss of it. That's my only exposure to Resident Evil 6. What is this? This is probably front wheel drive, yeah. RE5 is Africa, okay. That's right, they've got some pretty sick upgrades to this car. Let's just leave it stock engine for now. Yeah, I think it is. I think I've seen another video of it where it is in Africa. Get some fat front tires. Put them to the corners. and get some semi-slicks on them. And some rims too, thank you. I don't know why the rim menu lags so damn much. Oh, that one is weird. That one, however, is cool. There's a few spooky games that I want to have a look at. There's Resident Evil, or a Resident Evil, whichever one. I'll probably put up like a poll somewhere to try and figure out what's the one that people want me to play. Oh yeah, I think I'd only play Resident Evil 6 in co-op, just to like take the piss out of it, because it looks like it could be hilariously funny. I don't think I'd actually play it genuinely. Mortuary Assistant, yeah. Did I get full slick tires on this bad boy? It all looks like it. Gonna be a lot of power to the front wheels. Yeah, 370 kilowatts, near as good enough to the front wheels. Yeah, Charizard's, they're the ones that do the PS1 style games, right? PS1 style horror games. I think I've also got like Outlast 2 available on the old Steam library. Down a wee bit. Turn that gearing up a little bit. And that there. And that there. And that there. And that there. Give that. Let's lower this. They're even. I don't know if it makes any difference if they're even or not, but it just feels better for me. Outlast Trials, but I feel like Outlast Trials is definitely a multiplayer game specifically. Okay. Let us go boogity boogity racing. You can really see like the turbo kick in. I think it's a turbo kick in around like 5,500 RPM. Phasmophobia, yeah. Again, another game that I think has to be kind of played in co-op or, you know, online. Not that there's a bad thing, it just takes a little bit more organization on my part. So I have to actually A, find people that want to play with me, and B, people that have the game. And as you've probably gathered, I'm not very good at that, because I'm having trouble speaking to people like the person doing the VR, like the 3D VTubing stuff. I'm having trouble speaking to them about stuff.
Destination.
Oh, really? Now that is interesting. Well, if I haven't heard that before. Because I think I've actually only ever seen people play it online, like with, you know, others. I think we'll start with that one because we've upgraded it, but I'd also be interested to try out the Like & Co. sedan too, because I can't remember what that one's like. trying to like think what's in my library. InSim. I take it they're a YouTube channel. Just noticed that the Lycancos kind of have very similar tail lights as well as headlights. Interesting. Okay, there's a fellow that I watch, a British man called Thafnine, Phafnine, and he's or T9, and he does quite a bit of like itch.io horror stuff specifically, more of the indie side. Or at least more at the cheaper end of things. Interesting. I'm kind of a little bit bummed that I've already played Alien Isolation, but that was a really cool game to play. I'm always open to suggestions, Wolf. It wasn't, I mean, it wasn't just that the actual gameplay was cool, it was also just the world was so well realized in it. Like, it felt very authentic to the game, the movies. And the world that they had created, even though it was, you know, different. It was in a Sevastopol station, wasn't a Wayland, what is it, Wayland-Yutani. Well, not until the end, at least, that we discover a Wayland-Yutani operation. So it was quite different in that regard. No, that's another one I do want to look at, and I do own that, I'm pretty sure, on Steam. I've been interested in that one for a while, because I've heard, I don't know if I've had the ending spoiled for me, I don't know entirely, but it does sound like an interesting concept. Ah, the classic. Yes, I can't be a streamer without having to play on observation duty at least once. It's like how friend of the channel 11 is adamant that I have to play Fallout New Vegas at some point, because I'm not a streamer unless I've done that. Yeah, that's definitely one that I'm not super excited to play, because I know that's going to be real spooky.
Turn around when it is safe to do so.
That said, I imagine it will be good content as a result.
In 200 meters, turn right. Turn right. In 400 meters, turn right. Turn right. In 200 meters.
What is Nun-Massacre, Wolf? I mean, I can imagine what it might be. But are you playing as the nun? Are you playing as someone trying to investigate or, like, survive the massacre? Well, give me 1 second there, inadequate, because I can actually hook you up with that. Profile. Da, da, da. I want to share this.
Polite stream.
Where is the... I just want to like copy the link. Oh, there we go. Copy link. Get that in your system. Inadequate. That's, I mean, one of my few TikToks, but also absolutely 100% Fox getting jump scared noises. I think it's probably one of the worst jump scares I've had in terms of like, oh, it really got me. Because I was just totally going off on a tangent. Like, I hope that link actually works, but yeah, if you check out the old Tiki-Toki, it's on there. Happy to help out. I am actually pretty pleased with how it turns out in terms of like that is pretty good content. Yeah, right. It was a really good jump scare. Also because it was just so early in the game. I honestly thought the game was literally just starting. Like, I fully expected the game to be at least an hour long, not just like 15 minutes. So because of that, I just was expecting things to not end there, I guess. Like, there was going to be more of a build-up or something. You're more than happy to... Sorry, you're more than welcome. That's right. I'm more than happy for you to refer to me as Polite Streamer. I mean, I think the fact that I reacted with goodness gracious or good gracious or whatever it was does indicate that I'm probably one of the politer Australian streamers on Twitch at any given moment. Yeah, Fox that you can bring you home to your parents, absolutely. The TOJCR. I'm trying to figure out what that is. I'm also conscious of the fact that, Wolf, you have a tendency to possibly misspell things. So at the same time as trying to figure out what acronym it is, I'm also conscious of the fact that it might not be an acronym and you may have just goofed the spelling of something. The Joy of Creation Reborn, thank you. That's the Five Nights at Freddy's fan game, right? That English streamer, Faf9, that I was talking about earlier, I believe that he's played it and he rates that quite highly. So, well, I mean, before that, if only because of for Shadow, I've got to play the original, right? I've got to play Five Nights at Freddy's, at least one of them.
You have arrived at your destination.
I didn't actually end up having a look at this car. Do I want to have a look at this car now? Ah, what the hell? We might as well, right? 2 gigs is pretty small these days. That is a mean looking car. I like it. Yeah, the all-wheel drive definitely helps with the takeoff. A little bit slower at only 6.8 as opposed to 7.1 of the previous car for speed. But it's also significantly better at handling, supposedly. Probably because the front wheels aren't doing everything. Alrighty, I'll check it out. Thank you very much, Wolf. Okay, thank you very much. Because I mean, I guess on a similar related topic, I'm pretty sure we're getting close to the end of GTA 5. Like, surely. So I've got to start thinking about what we're doing next. Yeah, I figured as much. Like, this bank heist. I know it's not the last mission, because I'm pretty sure... I don't know how soon afterwards, but I'm pretty sure you can choose if you want to assassinate, like, either Michael or Trevor or both or none. As Franklin, I mean. But, I'm feeling like this bank heist is pretty much the culmination of at least this story arc, with of you being basically a government asset. I think it does. The story does, at least. The single-player story, I mean. GTA Online, I don't believe it does, really. I think that is definitely a bit more of just, like, missions thrown together. A little bit more colourful inside here. And with GTA Online, they want you to keep playing forever. I'm just going to quickly get a drink, a refill of the drink. I'll be back in a minute. saying piss and balls all alone, handsome? How could you? I think we've got the Veloster. So uncouth. I think it was C-class, right? Oh no, piss, says Inadequate. The stream is back. This car really lacks some get up and go in 5th gear, huh? Adjusting the fan. Please do. I may use it for my purposes as well.
In 400 meters, turn right.
If you want to dump it in the stream clips channel on the Discord, that'd be much appreciated.
Turn right.
Otherwise, I will find it myself. But it's not underpowered. It's got, you know, 140 kilowatts.
Turn right.
Maybe a little bit under-torqued.
Turn right.
Not by like an enormous amount.
In 400 meters, turn right. Turn right.
Safely clipped to my mind. I'll just download the VOD and do it myself.
You have arrived at
It is kind of wild how busted the mobile app is. Particularly when it, at least for my channel, is where a lot of people seem to come from. A lot of people are watching my channel through the app. Because I think Wolf does as well, you do. Shadow, when he's at work, is probably watching on the iPad, as he was saying earlier, in an earlier stream. I think Smokey does as well. I think almost everyone, all of the regulars watch it on a mobile device. Yeah, I know what you mean. It was definitely something a lot more comfortable about watching or gaming or whatever on the couch rather than at a desk. You know, you've got a bit more room to stretch out. You can snuggle up. If in winter, you can throw a blanket on yourself. The couch is generally a lot softer than the office chair or whatever that you're sitting on. Oh, hell yeah. Please send it through, Wolf. What is the perfect game for a stream? Please don't touch anything. I think I've heard of that. That is the unsurprisingly obviously named game, right? Where you're not meant to touch any of the buttons. Or something like that. How about the old mental list? Perfect stream game? Poggers. We've cracked the code. Gamers. We've found the perfect stream game. Wait, what are we driving? Oh, we are driving a VR6 again. I feel like it's one of those games where you kind of like, obviously you're to progress the game you're meant to touch things, but the game seems to be actively trying to prevent you, and the game mechanic is trying to touch things while the game prevents you. Am I right in saying that? And of course, it is just what you're saying there, inadequate, and you don't do anything, and it's literally the perfect just chatting game, because you can't do anything in the game. So you have to interact with your audience. Could you imagine? Cringe. Then again, I mean, there are some games that are like that. I don't know if that'd be great for streams, obviously, but I remember during the lockdown here, so that would have been like 2021, I guess, late 2021, Ubisoft released a version of their Assassin's Creed games, Odyssey and Origins, where there was no combat, but you could just wander around their recreations of Greece and Egypt. Ah, okay, so it's one of those different endings ones. Oh yeah, I mean, the Stanley Parable, that's a game that I mean, just for the achievement, I definitely wish I'd played that earlier. Because there's an achievement for not having opened the game for like 5 years, 10 years, something like that. Okay, interesting. Why not, Cat? What was it about it that didn't kind of get you going?
Turn left. Turn left.
Because I remember, I've never played it myself. I think I bought it for my brother for Christmas. But I remember it being praised quite highly. But is Ultra Deluxe actually different?
In 400 meters, turn left.
Ah, okay, so it is, Ultra Deluxe is actually a different game. I guess I figured that Ultra Deluxe was kind of like Skyrim Definitive Edition, you know, just like a re-release or a remastering of the original game. Maybe with some DLC thrown in or whatever. I didn't realize it was actually a totally different game. Ah, I see.
400 meters. Turn right.
Maybe. Then again, I felt the same about the movie Inception.
Turn right.
I felt like everyone was like, whoa, it's so, like, mind-bending. And obviously it's, like, very cool. And,
400 meters. Turn
like, the CGI or whatever, where you've got, like, Paris folding over itself and stuff like that. Immensely cool. But in terms of the logistics of things, where it's like, oh, they're a level lower or whatever. It's like, yeah, they are. They just went one down or they went one up. It's not that complex. I felt like I definitely didn't get as...
You have arrived at
like,
your
I
destination.
enjoy the film immensely. But I definitely wasn't quite as like, whoa, what's happening? As... Admittedly, I was still at school at the time it came out, but I was in like year 11 or something. It definitely seemed to blow a lot of my school friends' minds a lot more than it did mine. In terms of like being difficult to comprehend. That was pretty straightforward. I mean, by the same token, I thought Oppenheimer was kind of fine. I didn't think it was particularly great. It was fine. And the detonation of the Trinity, like the test explosion, was pretty mediocre, to be honest. I didn't see Barbie, unfortunately. I need to rectify that at some point. But first I got to see the most recent Puss in Boots film at some point. I've been meaning to for over a year at this point. But again, yeah, I've only heard good things about Barbie. I definitely don't dislike that Christopher Nolan is very much a in-camera kind of individual. I'm trying to do it practically. I think there's definitely an over-reliance on CGI in some parts of the movie creation world. Like the fact that in the Avengers, in like Endgame or whatever, those time-traveling suits that they have, they weren't wearing them in the film, they're CGI'd in, because they just, I don't know, weren't done yet or something, or hadn't been focus group tested or something, whatever it was, but they were CGI'd in. But I still think that CGI can have a use, and I think it could have been used to like really, I don't know, like make the nuclear detonation just a lot more impressive, for example. Real drama is Drake related? Are we talking about Drake the rapper from Toronto? I don't think he's been in a TV program since Degrassi High or whatever. I think he had his penis leaked. Like, dick pics leaked, unfortunately for him. not long ago. I feel like I remember that on Twitter
Turn around
last week
once you're safe
or the
to
week
do
before.
so.
Yeah, something like that. Which, not great. Well, good for him, I guess. Still a weird invasion of privacy.
100 meters. Turn left.
I'm on power, baby.
In 200 meters, you will arrive at your destination. You have arrived at your destination.
Let's get this done. I can definitely feel the week catching up with me. My goodness. Your boy's a sleepy fox. I've never actually seen that building. I mean, I must have, but I've never actually looked at it. EP Fox. Doot 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 doot. EP Fox. Doot 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 doot. Yeah, as I was saying earlier before you turned up, I enjoyed the church weekend away I had last weekend. This is why I wasn't streaming Friday or Saturday, but did not sleep well. And I feel like maybe it's because I'm getting on in years. Still recovering. Still recovering. Like, in the morning at around 7 o'clock, I think. Maybe a little bit earlier. Just because at the campsite there are hundreds of cockatoos in the trees. I mean, I'll be honest, I wasn't a huge fan myself. Like, I enjoyed the talks and the community time and all that kind of stuff. But, I mean, it sucked that it had to be one or the other. I would have much preferred if it was somehow able to do both, right? You know, have your cake and eat it too. But that's not ideal. But there were so many cockatoos. And then, you know, at dawn, because they're birds, they all woke up and started squawking. Oh my goodness. There were so many of them that, like, the individual squawks just all blurred into one. They're just a wall of sound. A pretty cool handbrake turn there. So I'm hoping to sleep in at least a little bit. Wake up at 9:30 tomorrow. Because I've got a housewarming tomorrow that I'm not super keen on. Just because it is another Saturday away from the stream. But I'm hoping, I'm tossing up the idea of like going at 7 and then maybe trying to make it back at 9. To start the stream like an hour late or something. I don't know, we'll see. I wouldn't count on a stream though. for Saturday, unfortunately. I mean, I would pull a sickie, but unfortunately, work is busy again. Didn't take long, but we're back. We're back on that grind. Got a client that wants their tender documents, the stuff that you take to the builder. They're like, hey, how much do you reckon this is going to cost to build? They want that done by the end of the month, which is what? Under 2 weeks away. It was 2 weeks Thursday. So, ugh, you know? Not a lot of time. So I can't really afford to pull a sickie. Because that's the worst part about doing a sickie. When you come back, you gotta keep doing the work. You gotta catch up on the work that you didn't do, and then there's work that you need to do. Because it's, you know, time has progressed. What whip do we want to take out? Take the 488 Pista out in honor of Rinsomniac, friend of the channel. Got so many 311 Lotuses. Yeah. Well, it's not that it's a one-man band for me. It's more that I have my projects in the office and everyone else is too busy to do my work as well as theirs. No, it's not here. I think they're more modern cars because that one's from the 60s. These ones are all from like the 21st century for the most part. I mean, why am I overthinking it this much? Let's just get in the Pista. It's gonna turn on a fan while that loads in. This Horizon 5 really works the old computer. So we're getting a lot of hot air being blown around, which is pretty nice in winter. Thank you for coming. I enjoy saying piss and balls outside of my vision. Inadequate. And I may see you tomorrow night. If not, have a good weekend. And I will see you on Wednesday. Okay, this is bloody impressive. Look at that. What even is that? Oh, those are buildings on their side. Yeah, that's an apartment block there. That's very cool. That cube that over there is also very cool. And look at that ring up ahead. That's sick as hell. This kind of reminds me of the Grand Boulevard or whatever it is they go down in the Hunger Games when they're on that parade. I think it's just because they've got those kind of almost like crowd stands on either side of that boulevard there. But yes, this is a very cool map. I'm a big fan of it. It reminds me very much of like a Trackmania map as well. It does feel like the capital, right? I think their color scheme's a bit more red than blue, but maybe I'm wrong. It is a while since I've seen the films. Okay, that's an interesting kind of sample size. Oh, I moved the USB-C cable in such a way it disconnected. I've only seen... Well, I've seen most of them at this point. I've seen 1, 2, and 4. I haven't seen the new one, and I didn't see the third one. Of, like, the original quadrilogy or whatever it is. Yeah, it's like President Snow's origin story, right? Did you enjoy it? I mean, I'm going to go on a limb here and say that you're not a huge Hunger Games fan, seeing as you've only seen 2 out of the 5. I mean, I thought it was fine, but it's definitely a very, like it's a young adult novel, right? It's pretty predictable. For better or worse, like, you know how things are going to play out.
In 100 meters, turn
I mean, that's not super surprising given, like, what the Hunger Games are. I mean, given that the Hunger Games are just kid gladiatorial matches, really. They're the gladiator arena, but with kids in the modern times. People getting hung is probably not, you know, for that society, not that unusual. Okay, that's a little bit weird.
take the second.
Isn't the film about the first Hunger Games, or is it not? I can't. I mean, I didn't really pay attention, and I obviously haven't seen it. And by pay attention, I didn't really pay attention to the trailers or like the advertising / hype around it. Okay, it is the first one.
In 400 meters, you will arrive at your destination. You have arrived early, but the next Horizon Arcade event will begin shortly. Enjoy.
Okay, we've got some interesting vehicles we can choose. I mean, the GT70 is a cool car. Let's pick that one. No, I mean, I've got no desperate urge to really rewatch any of them. The ones that I've seen. Maybe the fourth one a little bit, just because I feel like there were some pretty banger lines in that. And I do occasionally rewatch some President Snow stuff from the originals, because Donald Sutherland is just a really good actor. And he did really well as President Snow, in my opinion. Just really chewing the scenery stuff. But as to the, like, actually watching the story play out and, you know, the romances or whatever, couldn't care less. I feel like that they've now got a pretty full complement of AI in some of these event lab races. Pretty neat. It definitely makes it feel more like an actual Playground Games official event. Ooh, very close to that fence. Them. Round 2. Fight. Wolf versus keyboard. Who will win? The audience. I was wondering if the dashboard was as wide as the GT40s is, /4 GT, and it's not. Two and a half hours is quite a long film. But sometimes it can be worth it. Like, I do feel like Blade Runner 2049 in particular, or those kind of films, really do gain from being that long. But I don't know if that's the case for the Hunger Games, or whatever it was called. Four acts.
Horizon Arcade will begin shortly.
Get good, Wolf. That's all I can say. Let's go up the mountain. So let's do it quickly. Aston Martin, where are you? Let's get in the Superleggera. Alright, 3, 2, 1, gun it. The 177. Yeah, we can do that. I think it might be a lot faster than even that car. I don't know what to think of the 177. Like, I don't know if it's a good-looking car or if it's a bad-looking car. Definitely an interesting-looking car. Oh, we just paused as we were going to run into that Liberty. Get that going on. Oh, let's lower this down a bit. Oh, and let's lower that down quite a bit.
400 meters. Turn left. Turn left. In 400 meters, turn right. Turn right.
All right, let's go up the mountain. Got 1,000 Newton meters of torque. Pretty well. Oop, I was reading those figures. And what, 600, 700 kilowatts? Doing all right. In terms of like raw performance, raw power. Does sound nice too. But I think you're right, Wolf, it does need the bigger spoiler for sure. The engine just sounds lovely. That's kind of why I'm being a bit quiet. Just basking in its auditory glory.
Arrived at your destination.
0 points, not bad. We were on the tarmac for the most part, so in the drift zone, but we never slid out somehow. Or at least not enough to cause a drift. Perfection indeed, Macca. Good point. I think so too.
meters. Turn sharp left.
I know it doesn't, or at least I'm pretty sure it doesn't, but it does look like the
Turn right.
parts of the roof follow the doors open. I don't think that's the case.
Turn right.
But I think the doors are frameless.
You have arrived at your destination.
Mono a mono. Oh, proper Japanese. Okay. What do we want to do? Not really feeling it. The Celica perhaps could be fun. I'm always drawn towards the NSX-R. So I think I'm going to do that. Like an excuse to drive an NSX? Yeah, don't mind if I do, actually. Thank you. Okay, we've got good solid structure underneath. That's a plus. Oh, wow. I think we need to turn up the windshield wipers just a little bit, huh? It's really dark in here. It's not that dark outside at all. Now this is Forza Horizon 5. Welcome on in, Wrench. We're on top of the mountain though, on the volcano. So that's probably why it's snowing up here. I don't think it snows anywhere else in the game. I can definitely understand why you're confused. I think it's also giving Wonder vibes, Wrench. Yeah, the apparently the Horizon community longs for the snow again. After bemoaning its existence the entire time in Horizon 4, they lust for its return. The Honda NSX-R, I think specifically, but yes. Big fan of this car. Partly because it's a little bit hipster. Like it's a supercar made by Honda, what gives? But also because it's just a cool car and a nice car to drive. For the most part. I think it's a bit better in A class. Currently it's only in B class. Oh, excuse me. Gamers, excuse me. Okie dokie. This is definitely one of the weaker custom maps of this playlist. Like, it's not terrible by any stretch of the imagination, it's just a little bit dull. I mean, it's hard to follow up that first map we played on the Horizon Island, where it's like a Trackmania map and you've got these immense structures in front of you and stuff like that. That was just visually wow. What do you mean by using an iPhone or a camera as a VTuber? Because, I mean, all the VTubers you see with... Oh, excuse me. With like animated faces and stuff, almost all of them use an iPhone to do that. Yeah, almost all of them will use an iPhone IR camera to do that. Because it's got very good face tracking. That's part of how the Face ID stuff works. I forgot there was a space dog in Power Rangers SPD. I mean, Power Rangers SPD was definitely past my tenure as a Power Rangers fan. Because I feel like I was in my late teens at that point. I saw the Power Rangers Turbo, the first like car one, which I think had a cop in it. I think the white Power Ranger was a cop. And I saw little bits of SPD here and there. The one that really got me was, I think it was Power Rangers Space, Power Rangers Lost in Space. Something like that. And that was as a 4-year-old who was obsessed with space and Power Rangers. Boy, howdy. It's hard to get better than that. Yeah, let's give the new players a Ferrari. Sure. Let's give anyone a Morris. Comrade Zhao delivers you this Morris Forza edition. Drive wisely. Oh, the yawning. The yawning, gamers. The yawning. Actually, I want to have a look at the event labs. Like, what's the go? What are the popular event labs? What's sci-fi? Why are the cars flying? Japanese style Neon City race. Sure. Let's not go for the NSX again. Let's go for something different. Sentra, perhaps? Now they're all off-road, my Subarus for the most part. Let's break out the Celica. I mean, probably a bit more front weighted than is ideal for a car that has been swapped to rear wheel drive, but yeah, we'll make it work. Interesting. No, this is a Toyota Celica or Celica. Like, probably 6 years. Wow, it's a narrow section. Probably 6, or probably more. Probably like 8 years. The LFA's junior or senior, I should say. It was from like 2002. You know, it was in like Underground 2 and all that good stuff. What do you mean by the Hondo wide car is going widen? Yeah, the AI is definitely having some trouble. This is a very impressive map, though. I'm not sure if it's Japan so much as it is like cyberpunk. But I guess you'd say Japan is somewhat cyberpunk. Oh man, that slowed me down. Oh, I can't rewind. Interesting. I think we're just gonna have to settle for third position, yeah. Oh, maybe not. Each time we go around a corner, it seems like another AI messes up. First place, baby. Just by, like, default, basically. Just by virtue of the fact that we don't really crash into things as much. Maybe not the sexiest way to get a first place, but it is a way. Also, I'll give it a kind of eh. Creative. That was the editor's choice. What's the best of the month? Lots of credits. A bajillion credits. Literally infinite. Maybe not literally, but like practically infinite credits. Abandoned mining caves. Interesting. The F1 Chinese Grand Prix. That's probably even more credits. Well, yes. I mean, my interest is peaked as well. Let's see if we can avoid getting our account banned, but also having just more credits than sense. I mean, this was on the cover. Let's break out the MC12. You reckon? I could have sworn it was the MC12 in the cover. Okay, well, let's see if we get... I have no idea what number that is. Yeah, I really hope something happens, because otherwise we're not going to win and get the bajillion credits. Finished 6th. Continue. Cancel. I don't think we got the bajillion credits. We only got 3,400. Ah. We were clickbaited. The nerve. It's so Jova right now. Why are there so many of these, like, bajillion credit things? Also, why is the Lexus LFA suddenly all over the place? All-time greats? Nah, what was the... I guess let's go back to the editor's choice. Let's get the editor choose what we want to have a look at. Hoge Battle Volume 3, Hairpins and Tunnels. Lodge Raceway. Flowing Turns and Asphalt. Horizon Apex GP. I mean, we've got to have a look at what the Anything Goes sci-fi one is, right? That's the one we looked at before. Neon City. Arc McQueen City DX. I don't even know what that selection of words means. Okay, you're referencing Lightning McQueen of Cars fame. The cyber... Oh, for like, for Cyberpunk. I don't think I actually got that one. Oh, maybe I did, and then because my account reset, I lost it. I can't remember. I don't remember driving it really at all, but I remember seeing it, yes. An MC-12 in its natural habitat on sand. Okay, Anything Goes. Can't remember what the event was. Wow, that's bad. How can I not remember what the event was? I don't know, let's go for the Vantage. That seems like a pretty competent car. I cannot for the life of me remember what the event was. Damn. Getting dementia at the age of 30, that's rough. I would say I've had a good run, but I don't know if I have. The Vulcan is a crazy good car. And the Valkyrie is even better. Ah, that's right, it was the sci-fi one. Well, let's see if I regret this. Okay, what in tarnation is going on here? It's not so much like sci-fi as it is like mind-bending Inception stuff. Yeah, I think it's a Shelby or one of those American tuning houses makes it. Yeah, it's also got that weird Christmas theme. Oh, well, there we go. We've got gingerbread men fighting snowmen over there. Really is just a bit of everything. We've got dinosaurs. I think they were fighting spiders. I do feel like this is kind of like a 6-year-old just got a hand on the toy box and they're like, well, we're just going to slap everything in here. Because it's all super cool, and by combining it, it is definitely not cringe. I have no idea what's going on over there. Oh, it's not. What is that? Oh, it's a person. All the apartment blocks in the sky are kind of a little bit creepier than anything else. Forza used to have Teslas. I think the last time they turned up was maybe Horizon 3. But I can only really remember them in Horizon 2. They had the Model S in Horizon 2. For whatever reason, they're not in others. Ow. It does definitely feel like it's underground, right? But I guess like it's not. I don't think so. I don't think 4 or 5. 5... I'm going to say 5 definitely doesn't. I'm not 100% confident, but I'm almost certain it doesn't. No. I suspect it's because Tesla's very tight about who they license it out to, if anyone. Or they're like asking for more money. I don't know. And again, I don't know if I'd really want the Cybertruck, to be honest. Like, it seems pretty in real life. Not to mention it's not really that good looking at all. Like, in real life, it seems really bad, actually. I'm going to rephrase that. In real life, it seems really quite bad. Like, it's rusting already for some people. Not like whole panels are rusted, but there's like rust specks all over it. Well, it beat a 911 towing a 911 in a 1/8 of a mile drag race. But in a quarter-mile drag race, apparently a 911 will beat the Cybertruck. I didn't mean to like that, but enjoy the like, sir. Also, I don't know if you've been here for it, but I've mentioned it several times. I just don't like the ergonomics of a Tesla in terms of how literally everything is in that middle screen. From... How did I do that? From opening your glove box to changing the radio to all of that kind of stuff. I think... Like, I can get... don't get me wrong, I don't mind that the speedometer's there and all that kind of stuff. That's fine, that's whatever. But I think there needs to be some kind of physical buttons for, like... I don't think you can even adjust where the air vents are going. Or whatever. Like, that's wild. You have to do that through the screen. That just seems like such a useless innovation, in air quotes. Why not just give me an air vent with the thing on it, you know? Okay, we're doing a GP race. Valkyrie or Vulcan? Oh, Valhalla, sorry. Well, we do have the Vulcan. Maybe the Superleggera? The DB11 is a better handling car. Maybe the DB11. I think, yeah, I would never buy a Cybertruck, certainly, and I would be very unlikely to buy any of the other ones, to be honest. Particularly when nowadays there are so many other good options of electric vehicle. Like, you've got the Kia ones are quite well reviewed from what I've heard, like the Kia EV6. Quite well reviewed. The Polestars, they're quite nice. Yeah, the Taycan, the Porsche Taycan as well. Like, there's a lot of other options. Tesla is no longer the only, like, game in town, right? Oh, speaking of Taycan, they ran into the tire wall over there. Pretty sweet car you've got there, Smokey. I've seen a couple around the place, but they're definitely less common than like Model 3, Tesla Model 3s and Model Ys, but they are like twice the price. If I was in the market for an electric vehicle, I think I'd probably either go for like the Kia EV6. They do look really nice. The Taycans look really nice. I'd go for an EV6 or maybe a Great Wall GWM Aura. Kind of like a little hatchback kind of thing. I mean, it doesn't have huge range, but I don't think you really need huge range, at least not that often. We don't have Tata over here. We've got a Indian one called Mahindra. I think I'm saying that correctly. That's kind of... hey there. Whoa, hey, everyone's checking out the tire wall, huh? I mean, I could import it, but why? I feel like, particularly for a company which has no presence in the country that you're importing it to, that's a dicey play. Yeah, the Scorpio, and they've recently released something called, I think, the XUV 7000 or something like that. Nine laps. Oh my goodness, I didn't see that before. We're in for the long haul here, chat. $700, sorry. I had too many zeros. But for the most part, we've definitely seen a lot of Chinese vehicles turn up. Because there's Great Wall Motors, GWM. What was the other one? The other big one. Oh, BYD, Build Your Dreams. The big presence here all of a sudden. They make basically exclusively electric cars, as far as I know. At least those are the ones that we get in Australia. I guess that makes sense. Oh, we get plenty of Japanese cars. Yeah, like, we've got all the big ones at least. The Honda, Toyota, and Suzuki. I feel like I'm missing one. Lexus, Honda, Toyota. The other one, Mazda. Yeah. But we don't get any of the K cars. Better or worse, unfortunately. But yeah, I mean, if I would be like winning if I won the lottery or whatever. The Suzuki Swift Sport, pretty damn tempting. Yeah, Lexus is Toyota, right? In the same way that like Audi is Volkswagen. Their cars may look different, but underneath they're pretty similar. At least in terms of like engine and stuff. It's just that the Lexuses have nicer things on top and inside of them. Oh, and Mitsubishi, that's the other one. That's the other big Japanese one. Well, it was big at one point. Yeah. I think it was definitely surprising when it happened, like in 2010. It's like, who bought Jaguar and Land Rover? An Indian company. Oh, that's unusual. But they seem to be doing well with it. Like, they keep selling stuff. Jaguar's definitely got a bit of a reduced presence here. But again, talking about lottery winning, if I won the lottery, I'd probably be very interested, at least, in buying a Range Rover Evoque plug-in hybrid. I don't know if I've mentioned it to you, but I've often thought that a plug-in hybrid, like a hybrid with a big battery, makes perfect sense for like going off-road. You know, something that you can run your laptop off of or whatever. Oh yeah, interesting. I mean, it's not that hard to pick up, but I've noticed that you're a big fan of Watch Dogs 2. At least of one character in particular. Yeah. I mean, shipping across the ocean is so expensive. Yeah, I mean, even airplane. Just moving it from like country to country or continent to continent, it makes things so much more expensive. Like, as an Australian, if you ever want to, like, you know how YouTubers or whatever will run merch, or they'll do like those YouTubes things or whatever, they instantly cost like twice as much just because of the shipping fees or whatever that you put on top of them. Can definitely feel your pain when it comes to like shipping fees. But why would you get a phone from the USA? Like, I imagine there's plenty of phones in India. What makes this American phone so special? It's not a terrible map. It's a little bit long. 9 laps is quite a lot. And I think I could have chosen a more well-suited vehicle. But like the track is smooth. There's no particularly like bad clipping points where you hit it and it just kills all your velocity. I think I just should have chosen a more track-focused vehicle. A track toy or an extreme track toy or something. I mean, there's the unfortunate parts like these trees clipping through the map, but outside of that, it's pretty damn good. I'm definitely getting more used to it, but yeah, it is a long... Oh, just pulled something off by hitting the cable. Wait to get that side up there. Okay. I readjusted the old rat's nest of cables underneath my desk. Added some things in, moved some things around. But my legs aren't used to it. Or at least not as used to it as they used to be. There's more things, unfamiliar things that can get caught. We're gonna do what's called a gamer move. Have a look at the pit lane. This time we'll take that corner without inner tires. Just as like a quirky, different thing. Okay, well here's the peloton. There they go. See ya. Smell you later. So that gamer move was actually a long cut rather than a short cut. Actually, whatever the opposite of a cut is, it was along that. But it did not help the race at all in terms of getting ahead or increasing our lead. Made it more exciting for the audience. That was very close to that wall. I mean, it's definitely a bit unfair on this car. It's a Grand Tourer. We should not be trying to, like, do a GP race in it. We should be eating up, like, miles of French highway or British A road or that kind of stuff, you know? Whilst it's probably better at this than my car. It's not a huge achievement. Into the wall. Get Shrek. Now we deftly pull away. Yeah, almost 15 minutes. This is a lot longer than I thought it would be. This will probably be the last event of the evening for your boy. Sabotage, your boy is sleepy. Just not as planted as I'd like it to be. It does have long legs though, this car. I realized I'd had the radio turned off the entire time. Oops. But I turned it off when I was playing catch up earlier in the week because I just had a YouTube video on. But I'm the YouTube video for you guys. I'm the secondary entertainment. I'm the distraction screen. Which is a very somber undertaking when you think about it that way. Oh, I was looking at chat. I don't know why I was looking at chat. There's not a huge amount going on there. I was like, oh, let's have a look at chat. And then the corner was like, oh, my time to pounce. Blah. I don't know why the corner was a vampire. But in this scenario, it was. Make of that what you will. Yeah, just a little bit of corn cutting. It's fine, probably. The FIA won't care that much. I mean, there's no audience. I don't think this is a sanctioned race. I think this is just one of those like celebrity races they have before the actual event. Kind of keep people entertained while the real races are getting ready. Never really pulled away that far. They are pretty quick. In fact, they're arguably faster than me. It's just that they crash every lap into that wall. I mean, I'd pretty confidently say that that was not the right PI level for that circuit. Just based on the fact that they kept running into the wall. Yeah, we had the second slowest best lap time. But somehow, I guess we just kept nailing that lap time each time over and over again. But this Dodge Viper here had a lap time 6 whole seconds. Best lap time 6 whole seconds faster than us, but finished 22 seconds slower than we did. So they must have just blitzed that one lap, just absolutely smashed it out of the park, and then just botched it. Okay, as I said, I think now is a good time to go our separate ways. I am very EP pilled right now. Let's find someone to raid. Hopefully someone good. It's always nice if you can raid someone good. Resident Evil Village. Helldivers 2 with Fluffy Boy. Aura with COVID. Can we raise with Aura? They are playing Alan Wake Remastered. Hey, we can. Thank you very much for joining me, gamers. Even if it was only for 5 minutes, I appreciate it immensely. There are so many other people that you can have a look at, so just thank you so much. If you want to keep up with me outside of the stream, check me out on Twitter, Blue Sky, or Threads for updates on the actual stream, or check out the Instagram, TikTok, or Clip Manager YouTube channel for the funnies. I will ideally get funnies. It's a lot, man. Or the commanderjar.card for all of the above in our website. Check out the Discord to talk amongst ourselves outside of here. Say hi to me and others. Tomorrow night may be a stream, may not be a stream. Tune in to find out. I'm sure the suspense will be really good for viewer retention. And yeah, if I don't see you, I hope you have a good start to the week. If I do see you, I hope you had a good Saturday/Friday. Until then, however, let's go say to hiatus of 4 is playing Alan Wake Remastered, which is a game that I need to have a look at again because I really, really like Alan Wake, and it ran like crap last time when I tried to stream it. So hopefully, if I did Alan Wake Remastered, it wouldn't. Let's go say hi. Cheerio.